Bill Belichick continues to load up in the trenches, going to his old stomping grounds, Cleveland, Ohio, for commitment from Mason Wilhelm, an offensive guard with NFL bloodlines. And it just fits the profile, man. They are adding pure size on both sides of the line, whether it's portal, in this case, the high school recruiting class for the class of 2026. This is Group Chat Sports. We cover all kinds of transactions, portal, recruiting, coaching changes, you name it. And we love covering UNC and the Tar Heels. As you can see, I am here in Brumley, right there in Chapel Hill, enjoying the nature right in the background. But we love talking UNC, man. So like and subscribe to this show if you like UNC content. We got a ton in the archives, and coming up, we'll be covering your team, whether it's UNC or someone else, because we like to cover the whole country when it comes to these transactions. So let's get into with Mason Wilhelm as we pull up his profile. You look at the picture, man. This guy, he looks like a guy you don't want to mess with. Looks like he's just dying to throw you in a locker, stuff you in there. 6'4", 285. Heard he's up to 290 now. Hasn't really been rated much. I mean, not all the recruiting services have seen this guy, but schools are after him: Maryland, Pittsburgh, West Virginia, in that mix. But North Carolina ultimately getting done. And Vanderbilt also was looking at Wilhelm. He had visits set up there, but now he is officially a Tar Heel. So what are we looking at with the film? I think, again, if you've seen this show, you've seen some of the guys we've looked at for UNC, you have to start with the pure size. And, with Wilhelm, this is a guy who probably projects as a guard, plays right tackle at the high school level. Not uncommon, but, maybe he has the footwork, but I think probably more of an interior guy. You look at the NFL bloodlines we're talking about, right? His father, Matt Wilhelm, played a linebacker at Ohio State, 8 years in the NFL, 4th-round pick of the Chargers in 2003. So this is a guy who, he has grown up around the game. 8 years in NFL is a lot. So he knows what it takes. He knows how to prepare like an athlete. And, yes, he's a mauler, but I'd see some flexibility with him. I don't see someone who's just leaning on guys. You see his knee bend, his ability to get to the second level and get that block. I really like this pickup. I think of the big boys that UNC's got, and they got a lot, this is one that has some more NFL upside. There you see him just kind of riding that dude into the ground. You say, okay, well, Cleveland, Ohio, why doesn't he go to Ohio State where his dad went? Ohio State's got a lot of guys, and they're probably getting guys that are ready to go. Maybe there's a little more development here, but you can develop a guy like this in the ACC, and maybe a couple of years, Ohio State's like, man, how do we let this guy go? Trying to get him in the portal. I mean, you see it happen all the time. I think the way, just his stance alone. I'm a big believer that offensive line. You look at their stance. It sounds simple, but a guy like this got a big butt. Sorry for for being so descriptive, but he does have. He's got a nice NFL looking body. And he has that knee bend. And those are two things that right away, to me, jump out, especially with this kind of player. Sometimes you see these guys belly hanging over their pants. They're just bending at the waist, leaning on guys. This guy's you see him get under his pads right there, pop that dude, and really show that explosiveness. Going against a smaller player here, still getting under it, driving him out, finishing the block. Just a lot to like, in my opinion, as I watch Wilhelm. His quotes on his decision to pick UNC says, they've always been a school on my list. The education there is top notch. There's a guy with a 4.2 GPA, by the way, Wilhelm, so he's smart too. He said, I'm very intrigued by what Coach Belichick will bring there. The professionalism to practice and prepare like the NFL just checks a lot of boxes that I'm looking for. Education and winning football, right? So this is a guy, again, 4.2 GPA with the NFL bloodline. So if you're selling NFL, you're selling UNC's academic prowess, this is the kind of guy who's going to be receptive to that message. Third offensive line commit for UNC, Anthony Hall from Brookline, Mass. Zion Smith from DeMatha Catholic, the powerhouse in the DMV area. So continue to stack bodies in high school as well as the portal. UNC got the 20th ranked class right now, but all across the country, man, with the guys they're after. North Carolina, Georgia, Texas, California, Massachusetts, Maryland, and now Ohio. So UNC is really doing a nice job of just scanning the country and landing guys from everywhere. Not just from the North Carolina area, although they are landing players from North Carolina, as they should. So, really am intrigued by what they're doing in this high school class. Last year was more of kind of drinking from the fire hose. Everything happened so fast. You did land, a big-time quarterback, in Bryce Baker, but didn't have the time to really, truly, do what you want to do from a team building standpoint, right? Because you just didn't have the time. You didn't have time to get it done. Now you're seeing a little more of what they want to do. Portal wise, similar situation. I mean, look at some of the size of the guys they got. Ja'Kai Moore, 315. And this is just offensive line. Will Osteen, a big guy, close to 300 pounds. Daniel King from Troy, just an absolute monster. Jordan Hall, 6'8", 310. Just going through again. It's like this is a long list of guys. I mentioned Daniel King, 6'5", 340. You lost a big boy to Texas Tech at tackle, but you're stacking bodies like this. Chad Lindbergh from Rice, 6'6", 315. Miles McVay from Alabama, 6'6", 342. Not all these guys are going to play. There's not enough spots, but you're going to have a true battle. William and Boone going from Prairie View A&M to UNC, 6'6", 340. As I mentioned, you lost a little bit too. You lost Howard Sampson, was one of the better tackles in the portal, so you got to replace him. And that's going to happen when you have a coaching change. But I think size-wise, they've done a really nice job of adding the right types of body types that could really overwhelm people in the ACC. Anthony Hall, who I mentioned earlier, as far as the class of 26, the guys that are going to be joining Wilhelm, he's 6'4", 340. Zion Smith, 6'4", in that 300 range. These guys are all big dudes who fit the part. I like this pickup. I like the vision. You can get guys better technique. You can get a good athlete like this to be more athletic, but you're not going to get a guy taller and just wider, right? You get you get add weight, but the body type's the body type. Get the right body types in the building and build it the way you want it to look like. Big time pickup, in my opinion, from the UNC Tar Heels with Mason Wilhelm. Like what they're doing here. Remember to like and subscribe to Group Chat Sports. We were covering all of these commitments. So as we build that class up at UNC and you see Belichick do what he does, we'll keep you posted here every step of the way. So like and subscribe.